The idea of this thesis, called multiple sclerosis, the different approaches in the world, stems from my interest in medicine and my intention to understand the prevalence of certain diseases, in particular multiple sclerosis, and how they are treated around the world, with the aim of increasing people's awareness of the existence and the prevalence of this disease, as serious as it is disabling. Although not so common in the media, multiple sclerosis is in fact common in real life. About 2.5 million people are affected by MS today. Often mistaken for ALS or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, mainly known for the famous case of Stephen Hawking, multiple sclerosis is actually a very different disease from the previous one. They both affect the nervous system, but MS damages myelin, which is a protective and insulating sheath that covers the axon and allows fast transmissions of messages between the central nervous system and the rest of the body. Myelin damage causes loss of trophic support and the appearance of irreversible symptoms such as spasticity, chronic fatigue, visual disorders and facial hemiparesis, cognitive decline, and depression. This map represents the Atlas of MS of 2008. This is the world's largest study of multiple sclerosis and the availability and global accessibility of resources for people with MS. In September 2008, the MS International Federation and the World Health Organization published an atlas of MS for the first time. A second survey was conducted between 2012 and 2013, and a second atlas with more up-to-date information was published. The main difference between the Atlas of 2008 and the Atlas of 2013 is that the estimated number of people suffering from this disease had increased from 2.1 million to 2.3 million. The next Atlas will be published in 2020. Unfortunately, nowadays, a definitive cure for this disease doesn't exist, but there are pharmacological treatments to combat its relapses. Medicine is constantly evolving, as well as research. There are no state funds exclusively allocated to the research of multiple sclerosis. The state finances medical research in general, but not that specific to MS. Available research funds in single countries depend on the associations in the country itself. The Multiple Sclerosis International Federation, or MSIF, is a unique global network with the aim, since its foundation in 1967, to coordinate and exchange the work of 38 multiple sclerosis associations around the world, as well as volunteers and all those working in research. The mission of the Federation is to inspire, mobilize, and bring the world together to improve the quality of life of people suffering from MS and to put an end, if possible, to this disease. It also runs global campaigns such as the World MS Day, which began in 2009, to raise awareness of the disease and to support and connect the 2.5 million people living with it worldwide. It is a day to celebrate global solidarity and hope for the future. Each year, the day focuses on a different theme. In 2019, the theme was visibility, and the campaign was called #MyInvisibleMS. The aim was to challenge common misconceptions about MS and to help people understand how to provide the right support for those affected. Similar to MSIF, we also remember the Federation UNICEF, a French federation of associations working with the same goal, the fight against multiple sclerosis, supporting research and helping people with this disease. It was founded in 1998 on the initiative of the Association Française de Sclérose en Plaques and the Fondation pour l'aide à la recherche sur la sclérose en plaques. Another key country in MS research is Belgium. It was here that the Fondation Charcot was founded, named after the neurologist Jean-Martin Charcot, who lived between 1825 and 1893 and described multiple sclerosis in 1868 at the Salpêtrière in Paris. Belgium has long been a pioneer in MS research, and it is not a coincidence that the association was created here in the 80s, a decade of turning point in research into the treatment of multiple sclerosis. For the first time in the history of this disease, treatments that modulate the immune system and are well tolerated seem to reduce the frequency of relapses. This encouraging progress justifies an intensification of MS research in Belgium, especially as Belgian neurologists and researchers were among the first to become interested in MS. Through the Charcot Fellowship Project, the Foundation funds doctoral fellowships for young researchers to join research groups in Belgium's leading university laboratories. The main Italian association against multiple sclerosis is the AISM, which was founded in 1968, and since then it has been the most authoritative point of reference, not only for those affected by MS, but also for family members, social and health workers, and all those committed to change the reality of this disease. Since 1998, the AISM has been collaborating with the FISM, the Italian Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, especially in the field of research. Together, they are trying to direct scientific research toward excellence and innovation at the national and international level, all thanks to their investments. In a 3-year period, 2014-2017, more than 20 million euros have been invested in research. Very important figure in AISM was Rita Levi-Montalcini, president of the association from 1983 to 1989, honorary president from 1986 till the day of her death in 2012. Rita Levi-Montalcini, for AISM and for many people with MS, was not only the first Italian woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize in Medicine, or the admirated honorary president for many years, but she was, I quote, one of us, a person capable of loving and being loved. Among the Italian characters affected by MS, we remember the model and dancer Ivan Cottini, suffering from multiple sclerosis for some years, who in several interviews states, "Multiple sclerosis destroys my body, not my dream." I understood that, despite the suffering, we must find a strength to react, and even if our life will no longer be the same as before, we must not give up. And finally, dance and my daughter are the only cure for multiple sclerosis. Unfortunately, it is not possible to avoid a disease such as multiple sclerosis, but it is always important to remember that we can overcome any obstacle in life, thanks to willpower, zest for life, and most importantly, family and loved ones, who are always fundamental in our life, both in positive or negative moments.